deck profile. I just feel like posting this shit for some reason, so I'm just gonna do it. It's like the Sylvan plant good stuff kind of shit. I'm doing it on Edo Pro because I don't have a fucking camera other than my fucking phone camera, so I can't really show you my cards. So let's do this way. One Marshal Leaf. Before we start, all 7 monsters have the effect on normal or special summon. You can choose a number to execute that many monster cards from the top of your deck. And you send excavated plant type monsters to the graveyard and place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. The effects vary in typing somewhat card to card, but is generally the same, so I'll gloss over that effect, but they all have different secondary effects. So Marshal Leaf, it's a one-of, because its mill effect isn't that good, even though its normal summon effect is very good. So on normal, you execute 1 or 2, mill that many. If it's executed in the deck, you can target it, destroy 1 monster. Peacekeeper is like the main normal summon of the deck. On normal or special, you can execute the top of your deck, mill it. If it's a plant, and if it's sent to the graveyard, you can target a low for a lower plant monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So it's a good way to like recycle your lone fires, mill more cards by summoning it itself. Even just does a lot of stuff for you. Sharp Saw on special summon excavates 2, and if it's sent to the graveyard, special summon 1 plant type monster from your deck. 1 level 1 plant type monster, sorry. Oh yeah, and I should also say that all the Sylvans, their first effect, their on-field effects, are a soft once per turn, whereas their secondary effects, the graveyard effects, are all hard once per turns. Except for Snapdragon and Gone, or however the fuck you pronounce it. That shit's not once per turn at all. Princess Sprout, you contribute it to excavate, so you don't really want to excavate this card because you also lose the body if you don't excavate something good. And if it's excavated, you can declare level 1 to 8 special summon it. And it's really your way to get into rank 8 plays, because the only other rank level 8 you play is Hermitry. It's also your way to get into rank 1 plays, or into synchro plays, or into anything really. It's a versatile card. Snapdragon Gun, it has the same effect if it's excavated or if it's sent from the field to the to the graveyard, which is EX at the top of your deck. Then the big boys. 1 Hermitry. You only gotta play 1 because you can go through this like a million times without even playing more than 1. You can always find it almost. You know, you find it with Lone Fire, you find it with Dancepion, or however you pronounce it. You could find it off one of your millers and summon it back with Perialis. Rose Lover, if it's in your hand, you can just banish Rose Lover from the graveyard, summon it. So many ways to go through it, so no need to play more than 1. Once per turn, you can exit the top of your deck, plant monsters into your graveyard, and if you do, draw a card. So it can really go +2 if you mill something good, plus you draw a card, +2. It's crazy. If it's excavated from the deck, look at the top of the cards of your deck, you just stack them. And Gardock, this is also one card you really want to go through a bunch of times in turn. It's just so fucking good on excavation. So once per turn, you can choose a number from 1 to 3, excavate that many cards from the top of your deck, send any excavated plant type monster to the graveyard, and place the other cards on the bottom of the deck in any order. It's a little bit different than the rest of the effects. If this card is excavated from the deck and sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target 1 other plant type monster in your graveyard, place that target on top of your deck. That actually does come up sometimes. You play 1 Moodon. Again, you only play 1 because there's so many ways to find it. You can cut this. You can play Snowdrop in this place. You could play a second Fangly in this place. You could play so much, or you can just cut it in general and cut the sheet if you just want to play 40 cards, but I like the Moodon in the deck. So you can contribute upon other special name from your hand. You're rarely using this effect. You're usually using the effect that on normal or special by a plant monster, you can add a Rika spell trap from your deck to your hand, and you can add a sheet with that. Then you play the Rika Princess. This is a free special summon from the hand. Lone Fire, obviously, because it's Lone Fire. Stay Solar Marine. There's a lot of one-ofs in this deck, but Stay Solar Marine is one of them. Its relevant effect is that if it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can send 1 level 5 or lower plant monster from the deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Excuse me, graveyard. You're not playing any relevant cards for this deck, for this card in the extra. So you're usually milling Fangly, which special summons itself. It's sent to the deck or the graveyard by monster effect. Or you're sending a World Carrot Champion, who can special itself by sending a plant monster from your hand defensively to the graveyard. Or you're sending Spore, which once per duel has summoned itself by banishing any plant monster and gaining level based on its level. Or you're sending Rose Girl, which can add it back to your hand if it's in the graveyard if you control plant monster. Or you're sending Rose Lover, which you can banish it to such special plant monster from your hand. And you're sending Theon Librea if you have the Regulus in hand. So yeah, you also playing the Theon package of 2 Lily Berea. You could up that to 3, but I'm playing 2 just to keep it concise and consistent. 1 Regulus, 1 Discolossum. You don't want to draw that, you want to search it off of Lily Berea. Playing 2 White Rose Cloister. You control no monster, you can special summon a plant monster from your hand. And playing 3 Imperm, 1 Sheet, which you search off of Moodon, and 1 Sun Avalon Bloom, which you search off the Giant Trenchie, however the fuck you pronounce it. That's with 3 Ash. So that's the main deck. For the extra, you play 1 Princess Sprite. You can detach Xyz material to the top of your deck. If it's a spell trap, add it to your hand. Otherwise, send it to your graveyard. Absolutely amazing effect. And the second effect is maybe even better. You can send a plant type monster from your hand or face up field to the graveyard. Target a Sylvan monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Amazing effect. Teardrop. Yeah, it's a quick effect. Tribute, targeted, of course. Crazy card. You're only usually summoning this if you've milled a Rika Princess during the turn, because that way you get the tribute plus the monster negate. If not, then you usually don't make this. Play 1 Hope Harbinger, in case you're not locked into plants and you can still make a rank 8. There is no plant locks. I cut out the plant lock, I forgot about that. But yeah, Hope Harbinger, you play 1 Perialis, you can special summon a level 5 or higher plant monster from your hand or graveyard. The main play with this card is Gardoak effect, mill 3, then you use Fangly and Gardoak, or Spore and Gardoak, or whatever, to make Perialis bring Gardoak back, mill 3 more. So it's like mill 6, Tier mills 8, Sylvan mills 6. Wolf Riot, yeah, seems like it's kind of a gimmick card, but in this deck, it's super easy to get it to 4K if you can summon this decently early. So it's kind of a free, non-targeting board spin. That's kind of crazy. So you gotta play 1. Don't make it late into the turn. Only make it if you can make it early. And then play 1 Borlo Savage. Super easy to go into. Level 8 synchro in this deck. Plus you play a fuck ton of links. You play Dance Beyond. You excavate 3, you can special summon 2, send the other to the grave. It's really a +3 a lot of the times. It's a crazy card. Play 1 Aromaseraphie is how you pronounce it. Aromaseraphie Jasmine. Its relevant effect on this deck is you contribute to a monster this card points to, especially in a plant monster from your deck in defense. Play 1 Masquerena. Play Unicorn. An Apollosa, an access code, and you also play a Bengal Lancer because it's a plant deck that makes many bodies. And you play 1 Sun Avalon Giant Trenchie, takes 2 Blizz links. If this card is link summoned, you can add 1 Sun Avalon spell trap from your deck to your hand, and it can't be destroyed by card effects, can't be targeted for attacks. Its only really relevant effect is add the Sun Avalon trap with this card, which if you control link 4 or higher on activation and resolution activation, it negates all effects of face-up monster opponent controls, and it makes this card into a huge beater for the duration of the turn. So the reason I play this card and the reason I play Sheet and Moodon is because Dark Ruler fucks this deck up otherwise. And before I added those cards, I was playing the same deck but without those cards, and it's just the plant good stuff, milling cards, and only milling cards, none of the extra stuff, like no Therion, just more Rose Lovers, more Fengli, more Stacy Romarine, more Rose Lover, just more Snapdragon, more Sylvans, all of that. No hand traps. but then this deck lost to Dark Ruler so bad. So I sacrificed some consistency to be able to play through Dark Ruler with the hand traps, these two searchable traps, and whatnot. Oh yeah, don't mind the side deck. That's kind of just discard, just gimmicks. So yeah, that's the deck. Here's some testing games